What is CYP1B1? CYP1B1 falls in a group of genes called cytochrome P450. It is part of phase 1 liver detox. CYP1B1 is involved in an NADPH-dependent electron transport pathway. It oxidizes a variety of structurally unrelated compounds, including steroids, fatty acids, retinoid, and xenobiotics. CYP1B1 oxidizes 17-beta estradiol to the carcinogenic 4-hydroxy derivative and a variety of pro-carcinogenic compounds to their activated forms, including polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. The catalytic activity for CYP1B1 is Rh, a protein on red blood cells, and reduced flavoprotein and oxygen gas. The cofactor is heme. Heme is a component of the hemoglobin protein. The enzyme activity is increased by liposomes containing anionic phospholipids, phosphatidic acid, and cardiolipin. The CYP1B1 enzyme is active in many tissues, including structures of the eye. More than 140 CYP1B1 gene mutations have been identified to cause early onset glaucoma. A lack of the CYP1B1 enzyme likely disrupts normal development of the eye. CYP1B1 is an extrahepatic P450 which is expressed in many tumors and has been strongly implicated in the activation of carcinogens. 4-hydroxyestradiol has been implicated in hormonal carcinogenesis, and CYP1B1 is expressed in target tissues. CYP1B1 is regulated by estradiol via estrogen receptor. This cytochrome P450 gene has been implicated in hormone-related cancers which include ovarian, breast, uterine, testicular, and prostate. Caffeine can elevate estrogen levels up to 70%. If CYP1B1 is compromised due to an overload of caffeine, then an individual can have problems metabolizing the estrogen that comes along with it. This overload of estrogen has been linked to hormone-related cancers such as breast, ovarian, uterine, prostate, and testicular. Glyphosate has been found to suppress cytochrome P450 enzymes. What is glyphosate? Glyphosate is an herbicide. It is used in genetically modified foods and is also sprayed on many conventional crops. When should I be concerned about CYP1B1? If you have an SNP, singular nucleotide polymorphism of CYP1B1, and have done hormone testing and see that your estrogen is elevated, you might want to consider avoiding estrogen-rich foods, genetically modified foods, and conventional foods sprayed with glyphosate. Foods that can elevate and mimic estrogen: coffee, black tea, chocolate, soy, dairy injected with bovine growth hormone, beef injected with bovine growth hormone, pork injected with bovine growth hormone, chicken injected with bovine growth hormone, turkey injected with bovine growth hormone, non-organic chicken eggs containing bovine growth hormone, flaxseed, yucca root, carbonated beverages containing caffeine, dried apricots, dried prunes, dried dates, sesame seeds, chickpeas, beans, peas, tempeh, alfalfa sprouts, bran cereal, and tofu. A chemical that is hidden in many things in your home that contains artificial estrogen properties is BPA, bisphenol A. Things that contain BPA: cash register receipts. BPA is lined in many canned goods, plastics such as storage containers, milk jugs, and water bottles. The following is a list of foods that are better choices for an individual with CYP1B1 and elevated estrogen levels. Your meats and poultry should be organic, grass-fed, BGH-free, and antibiotic-free. Try to eat local and organic. Avoid canned goods because many canned goods contain BPA. When choosing water and other beverages in plastic bottles, make sure that the bottles are BPA-free. How can I tell when a plastic bottle is BPA-free? There is usually a little triangle at the bottom of plastic bottles which contain a number. The numbers 1, 2, and 5 at the bottom of plastic bottles are BPA-free. Remember, when concerned about elevated estrogen levels and knowing that you have a CYP1B1 SNP, it is important to speak with your practitioner for guidance. Your practitioner may consider placing you on supplements that can help break down estrogen. We hope you've enjoyed this SNP bit.